Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for Sunday, April 28th, 2024. I almost said 2023. That's so weird. I've only wanted to do that a couple times this year in these readings, but I was struck by doing it right now. Maybe it feels like that because the veil is so thin right now as we approach the season of the holiday of Beltane and that turn of the wheel. The world just feels kind of mystical. As Colette says in this guidebook for this deck, the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards, the veil thins as we draw closer to Beltane. Good time to work with the misty and magical Isle of Avalon. And she also says that Avalon is a symbolic place of sacred mystery. Close your eyes, you can feel it. And these oracle cards can act as guides to help us visit this magical, mystical realm of Avalon. You think about Avalon potentially being associated with Merlin, Arthur, Guinevere, the Knights of the Round Table, mystical, magical beings and people in a mystical and magical time. Also, this is an area where people really believe in England that during certain times a year, this realm rises back up, and you can see it in the mists as the veil thins. So know that for some people, this is very, very real. For some people, it's a myth. For some people, it's just a story. But for some people, the energies that come with Avalon are incredibly real, and we can learn a lot from the archetypes of the energies around it. So, as always, with my channel, I do a 2-card reading. I look at the energy, which is the force that's directed towards us from the universe. And then, our environment, our solar system. There's lots going on in our solar system right now. Or, even our smaller environments, like our work environment, our family environment, our home environment. Sometimes the environment at the grocery store can be a little overwhelming, And the second card is the focus card, and that is our intention, our effort, our response, and we put back into that energy. Spirit gives us energy, and then we put energy back into it, and that's how we co-create with Spirit. So let's look at our energy card for today. And then let's look at, oops, that one's kind of jumping out. I guess we'll see what happens. And we'll look at our focus card. Maybe that was the card that tried to jump out. If it was meant to be, it will be. I believe that. As always, before I do these readings, I open a circle of light and love and protection around myself and these readings, and that extends to these readings, no matter how long they last, and to whomever watches these readings. And know that regardless of what the timestamp on the video says, no matter when you find this reading, there's something in it for you. I truly believe that. No matter what day of the week it is, no matter what year you see it, I believe the message will find you when it needs to find you. So let's look at our energy card for today. Oh, we have the cat. I love cats just in general. I love dogs as well. Cats are incredibly special beings. So let me just kind of pan across here. So, and what the message or the keywords on the card say are independence and healthy boundaries. And boy, cats are independent, aren't they? It's one of the things I love the most about them. Sometimes they're so independent, it's annoying. I find myself, I'm probably like that too. Like maybe I was a cat in a different life, or maybe I should be a cat in this life. I don't know. But cats are very independent. They do their own thing. When they want to snuggle with you, it's on their terms, not your terms. But I love that about cats. So we know that we have this energy of independence and healthy boundaries coming at us today. So let's look at what Colette has here for the message in the guidebook. She says, the cat reminds you of independence and to set healthy boundaries. Love with freedom. Do not look to own what you desire, for too much attachment can lead to loss. The cat lends you its power to live freely and to remember that the adventure is just beginning. Don't forget that the cat has 9 lives and always lands on its feet. It manages to get up unscathed from a fall, no matter what happens. On this leg of your journey, you will emerge safe and sound. Live freely, live freely, love without unhealthy attachment, and remember that with the cat as your companion, you may fully immerse yourself in life, for there will be many more lives to come. That's interesting, isn't it? Live your life, be independent, stride forward, and do the best you can, and know that you'll get another chance somewhere down the road. But really, I think this energy of independence that's coming to us today is going to be important. Some days you just really need to stand on your own 2 feet or 4 feet in the sense of a cat, stroll around, be proud, just wander through somebody's yard, see what's going on. That's what all the strays in my neighborhood do. See if I've left the food dish full in the backyard or not for them. And there's usually food in it because, you know, everybody needs a little helping hand, including the cats in the neighborhood. But really, I think this energy of independence is important. But it also tells us healthy boundaries. Sometimes we can set our boundaries so strong and high that nothing can get to us. Not even that neighborhood cat that wants to brush against your ankle and give you a little love, you know? So, and sometimes we can set our boundaries very fragile. So we need to find the balance there in boundaries. So let's look at the focus card for today to see how this energy of independence and boundaries is going to play out for us. Or how we're going to face it anyways. We have the focus card. I feel like in every reading we've done with this deck, the focus card has emerged. So just wanted you to kind of see there, the focus card symbol is right here. It's basically an arrow landing directly into a target. Here we can see it right here again on the top. Hopefully the light isn't shining. We do have a little light here. So focus is interesting. I always think of this as like a Sagittarius kind of energy card. Focus. Whenever I see the archer, I think of the great archers. Like Sagittarius, you know, is associated with a bow and arrow archer. Also, certain archetypal gods and goddesses. Artemis is considered a hunter. She always has a bow and arrow. Her brother Apollo, also a bow and arrow, and very direct in what their intention is. One of the myths about Artemis, for good or bad, that she was tricked into killing Orion, the hunter, because she was such a wonderful archer, you know, so she focused on this spot swimming far out in the ocean, never realizing that it was Orion, and she shot her arrow, she hit her target, and he died. Then, in her sorrow, but to honor him, she raised him up into the night sky, is how the myth reads. But she had great focus, great aim, and she hit her target, for good or bad, you know. Let's look at what the card says about focus. Every time this card comes, maybe because I have a little bit of ADD and I sometimes have a hard time focusing, or for focusing for very long, when the focus card comes up for me, I know I need to focus. So let's see what the message here is. It is time to draw your energies inward. Let go of all things that are superfluous and unnecessary at this time. Focus your attention on the job ahead. Do what is in front of you, no matter how small the task. Clear focus is required. Be mindful to stay in the present. Avoid looking back or too far forward, for it is only in staying in the true present, the now, that the power residing in the sacred journey marker can be used for the benefit of all. Your path is marked with the need to regroup and remind yourself of your goal. Then stay in the present time and do what is directly in front of you. Only one small focused step at a time will place you at your destination. So focus here, in this sense, isn't telling us to focus on that far away target in the ocean, though in a general sense it is, because if that's your ultimate goal. But to get there, you need to do several other things. If we look at the analogy of the bow and the arrow, first of all, we need to pull our arrow out. Then we need to hold our bow. Then we need to draw it back, and then we need to aim. There are a lot of steps that we have to do, and each step along the path is important, so remember that. But I also want to remember that the energy that we're getting today is independence and healthy boundaries. So whatever our goal is today, what our thing that we're focusing on, know that we need to use this energy of independence to help us get there. Healthy boundaries are important in this process. So the other thing that this card says, or the message says, is I want to go back there, is she says, it's time to draw your energies inward, which actually really makes me think of healthy boundaries. So today might be a day to really internalize a little bit, to just kind of stick to yourself. Sunday is a good day for that. You know, most people don't have to work, though not everybody has that kind of schedule. But maybe just be with yourself, or be with a very small group of people around you. Maybe it's a good day to stay home. Maybe it's a good day to be out in your garden or your yard and focus on a goal that you have. And just let your mind think about how you're going to get there. Because ultimately, the first step along the way is making a plan. And so that's how I think I'm going to look at this day. I think I'm going to kind of internalize. I'm going to not isolate myself in a bad way, but just like allow myself to be with myself, alone, focused energy. And sometimes we can't get away from people or things. I understand in life it's hard. We have families, we have commitments, but even if it's 10 or 15 minutes, if you can just find some time for yourself and focus on what you really want, focus on your ultimate goal. Focus on how you think the next step should go, where it should take you, what direction it is. I think this is going to be that kind of day. Trust your intuition. Allow yourself to be guided by your inner self, by your soul, by the direction that the great Creator has in store for us. I'm curious to see how this day is going to go for myself. I will try to focus and internalize and really allow myself to plan my next step. I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope you've connected with it in some way. This is another kind of mysterious reading for us today. I felt like yesterday was kind of mysterious as well, and this also is. And so I'm curious to see how it's going to play out for me. I would love to hear how it plays out for you guys. Thank you so much for visiting Simply Liminal with me. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please leave me comments to help my channel grow. I'm grateful to you all for your views and for your likes. I appreciate you all so much. Have a wonderful day. And remember, independence and healthy boundaries of a cat are a good thing. Sometimes we need that. We need to take that time for ourselves and do things on our own terms. And we can focus on our ultimate goal in that way. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for visiting Simply Liminal with me.